I woke up to find myself in the hospital. I expected the first person by my side to be Zach, but instead, it was Natalie. For a moment, I thought I was still unconscious and dreaming, but it was real. Natalie smiled gently and said, "Thank God you're awake." I asked, "How long was I out?" She replied, "Only about an hour." Relieved, I then asked, "Is Zach here?" She answered, "Yes, he was the first one to come, but he just left to bring you some clothes." I thought to myself, if Zach was here first, why is Natalie still here? So I asked her, and she said, "I called you earlier, but Zach picked up and told me what happened. I rushed here as soon as I heard." I smiled softly and said, "Thank you for being in my life, Natalie." Her face turned red, and she looked embarrassed. She asked, "Why would you say that?" I replied, "Because your care reminded me of Zach's." "Thank you for coming today." She smiled back and said, "It's nothing. You once helped me and stayed by my side too, remember?" At that moment, her beauty struck me. It was almost unreal. Suddenly, Zach burst into the room shouting, "Are you okay? Do you need anything? Should I get you some water? Do you feel a headache?" He fired off all his questions at once without giving me a chance to answer. I chuckled lightly and said, "I just have a little headache, but I'm fine now." Zach sighed with relief and said, "You idiot. Why do you always push yourself so hard?" I answered, "Sorry for making you worry." Natalie then stood up and said, "Well, since Zach is here, you don't need me anymore. I'll see you later. I wish you a quick recovery." And then she left the room. Zach looked at me curiously and asked, "Who's that girl?" I suddenly realized I had never told him about Natalie, so I explained everything. After listening, Zach smirked and said, "She seems to love you." Shocked, I asked, "What makes you think that?" He replied, "When she arrived at the hospital, she was devastated, almost crying, barely able to breathe. I'm pretty sure she has feelings for you." His words stunned me, and I shouted in disbelief, "What?" Like and comment for part 5.